Hey everybody, this is Zach, or SNSD Fanboy-7.21, which is my Dueling Network username. Here to show you my Fire Fist deck profile. The deck, I think, is really fun. It's also really consistent and really good. I took this to my locals yesterday, and I topped with it. I lost my opening game to 6 Samurais 2-1, then I proceeded to 2-0 windups, and then 2-1 against Mermills and in a Fire Fist mirror match, as well as 2-0ing Gallus FTK. And okay, so yeah, let's just get started with deck profile. I start with 3 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear. This card's really good, of course. Just helps get rid of any monsters that you want, and helps search out your tankies all day, every day. 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Gorilla. This card's really good at baiting out back rows. Because either they use the back row against one of your guys, or they just lose it to this guy. 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragon. The first effect helps get your Tensons and your Tenkins, and the second helps you set up an Exceed summon, or just set up, Bear to destroy a monster. I use both effects quite a bit. I actually really like Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragon. 2 Rescue Rabbit, because Rescue Rabbit, nothing much else to say with this card. 3 Genewart Werewolf, helps beat over Thunder King. And the last monsters are 3 Force Raider. I decided to run a full line of the 6 vanilla monsters because I'm just not a fan of running 3 vanillas and 2 rabbits. I actually drew into the second rabbit quite often in game 1. And game 2, I would actually side out Genewart Werewolves or the Force Raiders, depending on whether I keep Death Devastation Virus in the deck or just side it out. So yeah, that's the monsters. For the spells, we got 3 Fire Formation Tanky. Once you run this card, it's your reinforcement of the army. You have to run 3 of these cards. 2 Fire Formation Tensu. I used to run 3 of these because of all the vanilla monsters that I ran, but I cut it down to 2 just before the tournament, and it worked a lot better, despite, the 6 vanillas. So I'm definitely going to be sticking at 2 for a while. 2 Forbidden Lance. Great card this format. With Solemn Warning at 1, you're going to see a lot more Bottomless Trap Hole, a lot more Compulsory Evacuation Device, a lot more Torrential Tributes and stuff. And Forbidden Lance, just really a solid all-around card, especially offensively and defensively. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, just to get rid of your back row hate. Just standard stuff, really. Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm. There are 3 staples. Now for the traps, we have 2 Fire Formation Tensin. Tensin's really good, especially in the first turn. It puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, because they know you have that set, so they're going to have to be pretty careful about it. Fire Formation Tankin. This card helps like your Lance, and also protect you from monster effects like Bear, Blackluster Soldier, and Void Beginning, or Dark Arm Dragon. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. Good monster removal, really. Same thing with Double Torrential Tribute. Really good monster removal. I think it's one of the best cards in this format as well. Double Mirror Force. Master Rule, I think, is a lot. Master Rule is definitely a lot better than the last format, so I decided to run Double Mirror Force. And it really helped. Solemn Judgment and Solemn Warning. Because, the Solemns are also really good cards as well. Death Devastation Virus. I decided to main this because I wanted to try it out, but I didn't really get this very much, so I'm going to have to keep it in there until I experiment more with this in the main deck. And the last trap is Starlight Road. For the first turn, Heavy Storm against this deck can be pretty devastating, especially if you go Tenki, Tensu, and 2 back row set. That's pretty good for your opponent if they can Heavy Storm all of that. Gives your opponent a huge advantage. And now for the extra deck, we have 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. I went into this this guy all the time, or almost all the time. Of course, for its first and second effects, of course, the first effect allows you to search out your fire formations, and the second effect is like your skill drain. It really helped against the samurai matchup. Just prevent them from negating my stuff with Shien, Beast, and Barkion. Target King, really good card. I like it a lot. Diamond Direwolf, I never summoned this in the tournament, but I have summoned it like once before. Like your Scrap Dragon. The options are there. Shockmaster, I never summoned that either, but I have summoned it previously, and it's just a generic rank 4. Number 50, Black Ship of Corn. This card is definitely a staple in any deck that runs rank or level 4 monsters. Helps get rid of Zenmaines and Gachi and just any of these defensive cards. Gagagi Cowboy, mostly for a game ender. I never summoned it though. 2 Abyss Dweller for the Dark World and the Mermail matchup. Maestro of the Symphony de Jin, also one of your rank 4 staples, along with Black Ship of Corn. I did summon it once against windups. It's just a generically good card for stalling, or just buying a turn or two so you can build up cards in your hand. Photon Path Operative. This is also arguably a staple in decks that run rank 4 Exceeds. Gemnet Pearl. It's a good beater. Number 39 Utopia. Number C39 Utopia Ray. I think I went into this once. It's a good game changer. That's why I run these. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep Utopia Ray in the deck later on though, but we'll see. Steelstorm Roach. I did face any Agents or Dragons, so I didn't need to summon this at all. And Stardust Dragon for the Starlight Road. So for the side deck, starting off with Triple Dimensional Fissure, because it's Dark World and Mermail killer cards. And 2 Soul Drain, just to add on to that. 2 Robbery of Warlords. I tried out 2 Rivalry this time because I felt like it would work better, especially maybe against Mermails and what have you. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the 2 Rivalry inside. I feel like I might go back to 2 Goes and 1 Rivalry because, it depends on how good Elemental Dragons are in the TCG, because Goes and hurts the Elemental Dragons, but doesn't really hurt, Rivalry doesn't really hurt them as much. Thunder King Ryo. I sided this in every single game, but really the best use the thing I used the most of this was just to crash the other opponent's Thunder King, so I could get it out the way. I can start using my tankies. But it's certainly a really good side this format because of all the searching and all the Exceed summoning that goes on in the duel. 2 Imperial Iron Maul, in case someone used macro against me, which no one did. Mind Crush. I sided this in almost every game, but never used it once. Well, I didn't use it because I never drew it. 1 Goes in match. Of course, I might bump this to 2 and take 1 Robbery out, like I said before. And the last card is Twister, which I played over Dust Tornado because you can chain this straight from your hand if they chain Skill Drain or Fiendish Chain to your Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bears effect. So that's it for my Fire Fist deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.